command prompt? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's rewind what we did. We created a thread, and then we were planning to put the thread to sleep for 1 second. Okay, so let's see what the output will be. Java C, Java main thread. Okay, 5. It takes some time. The 1000 millisecond it went to sleep. Were you able to see the difference in the output? Okay, if you didn't have that sleep statement, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 would have come in a single go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 would have come out as an SOP in a single go. I'll put the output once again. Here, between each SOP, you will get a 1 minute delay because you know that 1 minute, my poor main, I put it to sleep. It is sleeping. It is sleeping for that 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, let's see. Slept, come, slept, come, slept, come, slept, come. Can I go back to my program? I'm back in my program. Look here. I did an SOP. I did an SOP. After each SOP, I'm telling, make it sleep for 1 second. Is that clear? Can I go further? Okay. Now, let's see how to create a thread. How to create a thread. We'll do our first method. We'll do our first method where we will be extends thread. Okay, so let's see how to create threads. Earlier what we did is we were working on our main thread. We did not create any thread as such. As I told you, by default main itself is a thread. We were just working on that. Now let's see how do you create a thread. Now to create thread, you should have a thread class. Okay, hope you remember your 3 steps. First, you should have a thread class. Okay, so I'll say a thread demo. Okay, you should have a thread class. Now this is the class for your thread. I am using the first methods. The first method is extends thread. Thread demo extends thread. Okay, now I'll come to my main. I'll have public class, not main thread. I'll have thread 1. First method, thread 1. I'm using the extends. I'll just save my program or else I'll forget it. File, save as thread 1 extends dot Java. Okay, now I have my main method. Now, when you're using extends, you will have to create an object of this particular class. Okay, so I'll write thread demo. Let's say T1. I'm creating a thread called T1. I simply write new thread demo. New thread demo. Okay, this is how you create a thread. Just a minute. I'll just keep it down somewhere. I can use it later. Okay, now you have created an object of this particular class. Now, to make this thread run, you should call the method called start. Now, the moment you call the method called start, the thread will start running. To make the thread running, you should have a method called run. I'll go once again. You have created an object called T1. The moment you call start, when you have the statement T1 dot start, this thread will start running. Okay, I'll tell you the difference between my normal things. Imagine I did not have extends thread over here, the same things. Instead, I should have had run over here. Hope you're able to understand the difference, Sandra. Imagine it wasn't a thread. Instead of start, I should have had run over here. My run would have been executed, but now it is not a normal class. I've made it a thread. So because I've made it a thread, I've got the keyword called extends thread, and I can use a method called start. The moment I call up start, my run will be executed. Okay, my run, I'll have an SOP. Control C. I'll have an SOP over here. System.out.println. Anyway, priority, we've learned about priority. Let's have something else. Running. Okay, running thread is. Okay, we are just getting the name of the running thread. Running thread is. Okay, plus. Okay, thread name. We'll get that. Okay, running thread is, and together with that, we can do even one more thing. Let's do the sleeping process. Control X. Okay. So all what you're doing is you're running the thread, println n, and then make each thing sleep for 100 seconds. Now, you should give a name for your thread. You should give a name for your thread. Now, by default, look here, this is my main program. I have a thread called T1. This is the first thread I am making in my program. So by default, this will be in a name called thread-0. Imagine I made another thread. Imagine I made another thread. Look here. Let's see. Thread demo T2, and I give T2.start. By default, this will be thread 1, thread -2, thread -3, and so on. That is the default naming in Java. Let's say you're not happy with that thread name. You want to give a thread called okay. So what I'm planning to do is I am planning to give a name for this string called thread A, because I'm passing a string over here. I've got a constructor with string thread name, and now I do have a thread name. Okay, hope this much is fine. Thread name. Okay, here I'll have one more SOP so that the moment the constructor is called, I can say creating thread. Creating thread. Let's see, plus thread name. You can give anything. I just gave a plus thread name. Okay, now that's it. I'll just have a single thread. I won't have two threads. Okay. So that was my program. I'll explain once again. I have a main. In the main, I am creating a thread called T1, and I'm making it start. The thread name is thread A. So I'm having a constructor with a string, and the name is assigned plus thread name. I even have a run. Why do I have a run? I do have a run because the moment I give dot start, this particular method will be called simply because it is a thread. Because it is a thread, when I give T1 dot start, it means make it running. This particular method will be called. So I'll save my program. Let me compile my program. I've got a clean program. I'll run my program. Java C, no errors. Java thread 1 extends. Thread 1 extends. Hope my spellings are correct. Yeah, thread 1 extends. Okay, now let's see what happens. Okay, a thread is creating. I am running a thread, which is A. I'm getting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in a difference of 1 second. I'll run it once again. Created, it is running. in the run method. This happens in my constructor, creating thread in my constructor where I passed the string. Running thread, it is an SOP which I gave in my run method. And then I do have my sleepings. Okay, let's execute it once again. 5, 1 second, 2 second, yeah. Okay, so that was my output. I'll take my program once again. Okay, now let's see all what happened. We'll go through all what happened once again. I created a thread called T1. I created a name also for it. That is why, we had this constructor. I had T1.start because it is a thread. The moment I give a start, this run is executed. This run is executed. I did have a loop from 5 to 0. I made it sleep for 1 second each. I made it sleep for 1 second.